Welcome to Books in the Freezer, a podcast dedicated to the deliciously disturbing world of horror fiction. I'm your host, Stephanie, and today I am joined by author and returning guest, Courtney Summers, to talk about horror books that have been adapted. And this is not a test. So, welcome back, Courtney.
Thank you. It's been years. It's been far too long. I have to start writing more horror novels just so I can
You
choose,
do.
I think. And this one is old, technically, so it works out.
Yes. Well, before we get into that, can you tell our listeners a little bit about This Is Not a Test?
Okay, so This Is Not a Test is like the feel good read of 2026. And I think you'll agree with me on that.
Oh
It
my
is
God.
about it is about a girl named Sloane who decides to end her life on the day the zombie apocalypse happens, and through a series of very unfortunate events ends up trapped in her high school with 5 fellow classmates, and they all have to figure out how to survive from there. And since they are teenagers, they're very good at making smart decisions to do that. The end.
Absolutely. Um, Listeners, not the feel good read of the year. Okay. If you know
Oh,
anything
come on.
about
Back
Courtney
me up here.
Summers, okay, Courtney, okay, so the book that I have, which I think like the one that's getting published is going to have This Is Not a Test. And then it also has the Please Remain Calm novella, which takes place like immediately after.
Yeah.
And um I got to the last page of Please Remain Calm, and I just closed that book and stared at a wall and said, "She can't do this.
And I
She
did.
can't do this to me."
That is so
So
flattering. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad I could provide that experience. I actually think it would be a lot worse if you got to the last page and were like, "Yeah, this is great." So this tells me that I did well. I did what I needed to do, and
I
I,
did what
it
I needed to
connected
do, and I guess I understand the genre and,
just
not
a
known
little.
for a lot of happy endings. But speaking of that, it's interesting because in these post-apocalyptic zombie stories, you are usually following a POV character who is doing whatever it takes to survive, usually. But in This Is Not a Test, we are following Sloane, who is
Yeah.
suicidal.
Yes. I thought it was like an interesting juxtaposition because, like you said, the zombie apocalypse narratives that we're accustomed to always follow the people that have the kind of determination that leave you a little bit hopeful that we'll
Mhm.
all be able to carry on in the end. And I think it's powerful to know yourself. And I personally would not do so well in a zombie apocalypse. I'm fairly certain. And when those that kind of situation is compounded by the trauma that you've endured at a less than ideal home situation, which is what Sloan is coming from. Like, how does that change your perception of what is already a uniquely terrifying scenario? I just really wanted to dig into that because it's not typical, and it was an opportunity to make something that is already kind of gloomy and bleak even more so. I love to dig into the making people feel bad category. Horror is great for that.
I mean, it is great for that, and I feel like you definitely do that through Sloane. Like, as a reader, you truly feel like there is just this gray film filter that she is
Yeah,
seeing everything through, and she has just these heartbreaking things she will say,
yeah.
throughout the book. Like, the 5 teenagers she's there with, 2 of them are, like, twin siblings, and there's, like, a page where she notices, like, the smallest amount of affection between the siblings, and she's like, "What must that be like?"
She's had it rough. I mean,
She's
it's
had it it's I
just
just
a
wanted to hug
little.
her.
I'm the
I
worst
wanted to
person
hug
she's
her.
ever met. Oh man, yeah, you're making me feel a little bad now. So maybe you said what you
I'm
needed to do for this interview. Is I apologize to a reader for once in my life. I'm sorry, Stephanie.
No, it's like a post-apocalyptic breakfast club, I am
Right.
rooting for all of these crazy kids that are stuck in their high school.
But if you were stuck in there with them, would you be like, it's like, oh man, the
No,
fighting? There's
no.
so much fighting. They're so petty. That's what I really relate to. I would be so petty at the end of the world. I don't think that would help equalize my worst qualities. I think I would just dial it up to 100. Every personal grievance I've ever had, I'm going to remember 10 times more at the end
Well,
of the
Courtney,
world.
what else is there? I mean, truly,
Exactly.
you have nothing left but to ruminate on slights
Exactly.
against you. That's
And
all that there is.
I'm a Taurus, and we're like
Me
grudge
too.
bearers.
That's why.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay, you get me. This is an essential part of whatever is going to keep us hanging on. Spite, grudge,
Yes.
yeah, pettiness. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, we got to
that's
team
true.
up. That's what we're doing.
Okay. I think that would be my driving force in the zombie apocalypse would be my spite and my need to prove people wrong because it has been documented. Me, not outdoorsy, not a hiker, but I do love to prove people wrong.
Okay, we
So
can do this.
maybe,
Yes.
yeah,
It's and I feel like, you like me share the burden of being right frequently.
yes,
Yes. Oh my God, it's
yeah.
so hard to be right all the time, but we do it.
Us and
We
our
manage.
Cassandra complex against the world. Okay.
Yes. Feel so understood. What a great time this already is.
For listeners who don't know, This Is Not a Test was originally published in 2012. So
Yeah,
it
it's been a
getting
while.
reissued now, yeah, it's to a completely different generation of readers. Because I guess, yeah, 2012, that would be like young millennials.
Okay, we didn't have to like angle this in a way that makes
Sorry.
me feel old.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It was
Not getting
it's
specific.
it's back from the dead. It's reanimated. It's not a sign of the passage of time. It's no, it's really cool actually like to have the like because there's a big turnover in YA. If you're lucky, your readers will hang out with you when they find you as a teenager. I've been really lucky to have a great readership retention rate. I think because my books have always kind of skewed a little older, and adult
Hmm.
readers tended to enjoy them from the outset. But I love the idea of this connecting with the audience it was meant for, which is like the zombie crowd, which it kind of might have missed the first time out. It's was that zombies, they reach saturation point, they go away for a little bit, then they come back, but they're always like there's always consistently an audience for
Hmm.
zombies. I've always loved zombie movies, and I didn't care what was if they were the trend or the fad. I always wanted to watch a zombie movie and just dig into that idea as a consumer of media. So I was like, that audience is there. It's always going to be there. And it's nice to finally get the chance to connect with them and to also give something to the readers that were there at the start, because this is an expanded and revised edition and it includes the
Yeah.
novella, like you mentioned. So it's just cool. It's cool. It's getting like frontlist treatment, and it's a backlist title, and that rarely happens in publishing. And the movie is helping that along. So it just feels like a confluence of good fortune. And I'm really grateful for it.
Yeah. And I think readers are going to love it.
I hope
And
so.
you're right. Yeah. Yeah. Cause like zombie landscape, we're in a completely different place than we were in 2012. I'm trying to think, like, was The Walking Dead out by then? Like, it was,
It was. It was like
yeah.
I just had this conversation too because I was talking to Neil and talking scared, and he brought it up, and he was like, people were. It was like 3 years in, maybe at that point. They
Yeah.
were out of the farm or something. I gave up on that after a while. So
I did. Well, once they got Glenn, I was like, I'm done. Can't do this
oh
to
my
me.
god. Okay, so I know it's rich of me to say this because of Please Remain Calm, but I stopped watching. I stopped because I knew what was coming with Glenn, and then I stopped watching when Beth died. I'm like, this is cruel. This is like a mean show, which is like again rich of me to say, but that was just getting a little bit like, come on, like I can't attach myself to anyone here. I quit.
Yeah. It's almost like you're in a Courtney Summers novel.
You know what though? Okay, this interview is over. Goodbye.
Okay.
Don't read me to filth.
But yeah, you're right. Like, zombies feel really fresh now. And
They
I
do.
think there's more of an appetite for it in a way
I
that I'm
mean, we've
like,
got
I'm
our
excited for this.
28 years later. I mean, we owe those
That's
guys a
true.
lot. Yeah.
That's
And then
true.
what is the one with Rose? Is it Rose Byrne that's coming out?
Oh, I
Australian
don't know.
zombie movie.
Oh,
I'm
I don't
afraid
know.
to, I'm afraid to tempt any other things on the internet because Stephanie and I have gone through it technologically speaking. There's a zombie movie about it's I think it's Australian production. I don't know. Guys, look it up and tell us what it is.
Yeah, it'll be in the show notes. So, what has the journey to adaptation been like? 'Cause this is going to be a movie coming out in a few weeks.
Yeah, it comes out on February 20th, and it was like 5 years ago. Adam McDonald, who directed and wrote it, he was in my DMs and on Instagram. He's like, "Hey, are the rights available?" And I lost my mind because he did Pyewacket and Backcountry, and I love Pyewacket and I love Backcountry. It was also on a Canadian television show called Being Erica that I was obsessed with in my early 20s, and he played a mean guy named Josh. So I was like, Josh is in my inbox. I was like, literally, I was beside myself, and I was like, yeah, I'll check. And then I like ran to my film rep, and I was like, give it to him, give him this book because I want to see what he makes of it. And for a while, he sent me the script not long after that, and then for a long time there was nothing. And then he connected with a producer named Sybil Liu, and and then all of a sudden the ball started rolling, and it was going to happen. And they've been really generous in inviting me into that experience, from the scripts, the revisions, to visiting the set, to I got to see a rough cut that was like 2 hours long, and then I got to see the lock cut, and then I got to see the finished version. Like it just, I hope that's an experience that is typical of authors who are fortunate enough to be in this position, because I know it's not always the case, but it should be the case. It's just
Mhm.
a nice. It's just been so wonderful, and I think if two different creative mediums are going to intersect like that and produce really cool two different sides of the same experience, it should be good for everybody, and it has been really good to me.
Oh, I'm so glad it's been such a good experience.
Thank you. It's mind-boggling, honestly. I can't believe it, but I'm
Yeah.
trying to. I have
I
to.
I have been so excited for this that I searched up a trailer on YouTube, and it was not the trailer. The trailer has not dropped yet. So
No.
I was
Me
like
too.
so so I was like seeing a bunch of clips of like stuff, and I'm like, "Wait, when did they go to a hotel? Why is there a pool?" And then it said fan made trailer, and I was like, "Okay, that's why." I was having a panic attack that I had like read the wrong book. I was like, "What is
You have
this? Did
been
I?"
done so dirty by Courtney Summers and Courtney Summers adjacent media properties. Like, they're traumatizing you, they're terrifying you. Like, this is I need to send you a gift basket.
It's okay. I love feeling the full spectrum of emotion.
That's how we know we're alive.
Yeah. But in this episode, we are talking about horror movies that were adapted into movies. So I got to know, like, what's your opinion usually on adaptations?
I mean, I tend to like them. I'm trying, like, I was trying to think of if there's one that has like super offended me, and I'm coming up blank. I'll probably come up with a million examples later, because it's not hard for adaptations to be screwed up, but it's also, we have a wealth of really good ones. I I'm pro. I'm pro. It's always good to see like creative minds share their talents across various mediums. What about you? Have you seen, like, what's the worst experience you've had that made you think like, no, Hollywood, don't do this anymore?
Oh my God. It's not horror, but My Sister's Keeper, like the Jodi Picoult book. I remember reading
That's
that. That
so
was
the
another one.
opposite of your brand. I love it.
I know. I read it when I was like a teenager, like in Barnes and Nobles. It's very like emotional, of course. Like I love an emotional read.
Right.
And I watched the movie, and like the wrong person dies, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, that's like the whole book. That's like the whole point of this. Are you
You think
kidding
you
me?
could
Like
like
who?"
develop an original property if you're not gonna
Yeah.
like use the story that you've like got the rights to? Like, I don't understand the logic there. Like, why would you go to the trouble of obtaining the rights to the book to adapt it into something it's not
Yeah,
completely?
that was it left me baffled, but that I think is the most like upset I have been seeing an adaptation. I think if I watch the movie first, I tend to like both of them equally. I'm usually fine with adaptations, but I think if I've read the book first, I tend to be a little more harsh or like a little more judgmental. But even then, like I still am understanding and lenient that like it's not going to be a one for one, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, you've made the movie in your mind when you read it first. Then you have to do all this
Yeah.
mental adjustment. So suddenly you're not just watching a movie, you're doing a lot of work. It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
and I'm like,
it's there. I was here. How do we meet in the middle? Hopefully we
yeah.
can. We can just
Yeah.
start writing angry letters to directors and screenwriters.
I'm sure they love that.
I bet they do. I mean, I bet Letterboxd, as soon as Letterboxd was created, and I was like, wow, the movie, what do you call it? Like it's like basically the movie version of Goodreads. Get ready for opinions, world. Like I love these platforms for readers and viewers. It's just like being exposed to them all the time when it's your work on the
Oh, yeah.
the chopping block. It's like, oh wow. Oh, but I guess it's good, like too, because you don't want to. It would be worse to make something and then no one have an opinion about it. I was like, there's no sector of the creative industry that is not getting its own good reads, and it made me laugh.
Now, has your relationship to, like, reviews changed?
I'm pretty okay with them. I can take it on the chin most of the time. I think when they feel like, uh, if I've been directed to or seen a review, which is totally my responsibility. Like, it's not my fault. It's not a reader's fault if I go into their space and then read their 1-star review of my book and they take it personally. I did that to myself. Like I'm going with like, why, Courtney? Why would you do that? Um, if people are approaching a review in like a bad faith way that is kind of like personal, that can be hard. It still has a right to
Yeah.
exist, but if someone's making judgments about my character that there's like nothing but the book to support them, especially when if I'm writing something that's upsetting, or I mean, I have had some uncomfortable things leveled at me due to the content of my books, like
Wow.
inappropriate for teenagers, or they are calling them perverted and stuff like that. That's the stuff I don't do so well with, but I don't go after it or anything like that. It's just one more thing you learn to compartmentalize when you're in the public sphere, I guess. It's not pleasant, I will say that.
No. No, that wouldn't be. I mean, especially in this, like, book banning day and age too.
Yeah, it's always, I think everyone should be very careful about how they're positioning their arguments against things that really come down to taste, which is so wildly subjective. We don't need to give the book burners any more ammunition. They have plenty enough on their own.
For real. Well, should we talk about some horror books that have been
Yeah.
adapted?
Yes, that was such a grim note to like transition on. I like brought the mood down. See, that's what I do. That's what Courtney Summers is good for. We're having a grand time, and then I step into the room.
That's not true.
Okay, that's kind of you to say. Okay, you go first. I want to hear what you've got.
Okay, I'm starting off with Ring by Koji Suzuki. And this, for people that are not aware, is about a curse that is passed via videotape. But I feel like everyone knows. It's like you got to know through like cultural osmosis
Yes.
at this point. So in the book, we are following a journalist named Asakawa who becomes intrigued by the situation surrounding his teenage niece's inexplicable death and then the deaths of her 14 friends who all seemingly died of heart failure. And he comes
14
across
friends. They all had heart failure. I love that. That's such a big number to decide, oh, it's just heart failure. Like all 14 of them. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, 4 teen
Oh,
friends.
4. Oh, okay. That makes much more sense. I was like, 14. That's wild. Somebody should look into that.
Oh, yeah, that would be like a health crisis.
Yeah.
Um, so he comes across a videotape, uh, that seemingly curses him. He only has 7 days to live and solve this mystery. Obviously, we're working with, like, a running clock here, and then he warns his friend, but his friend watches the video, so now, like, they're both working with, like, a 7-day timeline here. And I will say I think both adaptations, like The American, The Ring, and Ringu, improve
Right.
upon this source material. That is my
Nice.
opinion. And it is because Asakawa is awful. He is so misogynistic. There
That's not
I
great. That's
No, it's not. Like I highlighted several sentences in the book where it's like women should be silent and talking about his wife. And but whenever he was in danger, he would be like, "Oh, I don't know if I should do that. I'm a father and a husband and I need to think about like my wife and child." I'm like, "You do not care about your wife and child. You care about them like in abstract, in theory, but like on a personal level, you do not." Like he berates them multiple times.
oh man.
And then the guy he teams up with like tells him he's a rapist and he's like fine with it, whatever.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
just yeah, like I was like, I am not rooting for either of you. I hope
I read this a
whoever's in
long
this
time ago, and I completely like I just did not retain any of it. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it just like, those parts bugged me, but, like, I guess if you put that
Understandably.
aside yeah, they bugged me, but if like, putting that aside, like, it is, like, a cool spooky story with, like, traveling to different places and, like, trying to get to the bottom of this curse.
Right.
So both movie adaptations change it to a female journalist,
Heck
and
yeah.
I feel like it just makes it a lot more likable, even with, like, Naomi Watts, who is, like, not absent mother, but, like, emotionally not there. Like, you still feel
Yeah.
that she cares about her son and his well-being in a way that I never got from Asakawa.
Yeah, Naomi Watts she just seems like she's trying so hard but doesn't know the right way to try, but she's
Yeah.
still trying. And she's
Yes.
yeah, she doesn't hate her son at all.
There was, like, a lot of interesting things in the book, like, before he brings this story up to his boss, they talk about how there was just an influx of, like, ghost stories and supernatural stories that the newspaper was getting that they had to, like, put a stop and say, like, "Please stop sending us these, like, weird ghost stories. I do not care. Like, we're not publishing this. We have no
I
interest in this. Knock it off."
What is it? So you get like this weird influx of like not connected ghost stories, or they are connected, and the journalist is like, whatever. That's the news. Like, don't you think it would require some kind of investigation? Just like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it was his boss, and so when Asakawa was
Oh,
bringing the story up, his boss was like, fine." Like, "I guess, but I'm not happy about it." It was interesting, and it's, like, a longer series, like, there's more books, there's one called, like, Spiral, like, it's a
right.
several book series, so I might read on to see, like, where we go from here. There were, like, interesting parts, and I think one of the first teen deaths that we see. There's like a cab driver who's like cut off by this like teen on a motorcycle, and like they have a bit of an altercation, but then the teenager, as he's having this heart attack, like looks like he's desperately trying to get his like helmet off, and that's like when he's having the heart attack. And
Uh,
Asakawa gets in his cab, and the cab driver feels, like, compelled to tell him this story, and I'm like, "Is that part of the curse? It's this compelling, like, it's already pushing this cab driver to, like, tell everyone what he saw, or is it just, like, you see something crazy, you wanna tell everyone about it?"
yeah. Oh, that's yeah. I love
I don't
that
know.
when you're like, yeah, you don't know. That's reminds me of something I'm gonna say for faux, but I'm gonna keep it. Oh, I just hit
Okay.
one of my words. Whatever.
Um, so yeah, I had a lot of thoughts on Ring by Koji Suzuki, but like I don't know, it was a quick read. It was good. I will say I think movies are better on these.
Did you feel like, because like, the Ring movies were such a vibe, like, the atmosphere
Yeah.
of them and, like, the color grading of the American
Oh
remake was,
yeah.
like, wildly good. Did you get, like, that same did it carry its weight as a book, like, in terms of vibe?
I think the opening chapter did.
Yeah,
With the girl like home alone and she's like waiting on her parents to come home and like the TV's turning on, it's classic. Like it was like,
right.
oh, I was reading that first chapter. I'm like, oh yeah, this is good.
And then got into the misogyny. It's like, "Oh,
And then
another
I was like,
story
oh,
ruined."
this guy.
This guy. It's always
All
that
right.
guy.
So what is your first pick?
Okay, so my first pick is "Foe" by Ian Reid, who's a Canadian author like me, so representing.
Whoop whoop.
It's about a married couple named Hen and Junior, and they live on a farm in the middle of nowhere. And one day, this guy named Terrence from an aerospace corporation that's like governmentally entwined, and it's called Outermore, stops by to tell them that Junior has made the long list to go to the space station they built, and if he's selected, he'll be up there for a few years. And he's like, "But we don't know if we'll pick you in the end, so you'll find out in a couple years." And so after he's dropped that bomb into their life, he comes back and he's like, "Okay, you're going." And he moves in to study Junior as they prepare to send him off to space because they're like, "We're going to build an AI replacement of you to keep your wife company while you're gone." And Terrence's stay is like super ominous, and Junior starts to suspect things are not what they seem, and that Henrietta might be in on it, and it all leads to this like awesome twist that I do not want to spoil, but the book is like it's written in Junior's perspective and from like a style and craft perspective. There is like it is so precise, it is so intentional, it is so very carefully constructed. Like there's a way that Ian Reid uses quotation marks that is very worth paying attention to. And what I like most about it is that it's so oppressive. It's straddling categories. So it's like sci-fi, psychological thriller, and it's horror. But I actually think it might be more horror now than it was when it came out because it's more relevant. Paints like a kind of a cruel but not unfamiliar picture of the future in terms of what it's going to look like environmentally for us,
Yeah.
and what it's going to look like for humans to have all these technological advances within AI, and they have a responsibility to, but they wield so unethically. Like that's not at all relevant at the moment, but it's doing it. It's like it's doing it against this backdrop of personal intimacy. It's like a crumbling marriage, and two very estranged people are finding themselves in each other, and it's amid this imminent departure of juniors to the space station. And I don't really want to tell you how it ends, but it has so many layers, and like you could pick one aspect and you'd be rewarded by it, and then you'd realize if you went back and reread it, like, oh, I missed this part too, and I missed this part too, and I reread it for this podcast, and then I went down a Reddit rabbit hole, and I was like, I missed all this other stuff too, because there's just Ian Reed's doing something. He's like, I don't know what point in the future he's writing his books from, but they're like, there's just so much going on, and it's all within the confines of this very oppressive, unsettling future, and he's just delivering it. I was just like, I like everything about this novel, and I'm not entirely sure I've completely read it yet. There's just so much going on. There's something with Beatles. I don't know. I When I was in Reddit, I was like, what does everyone think of the Beatles? And I'm like, I wasn't. Now I've got to, and that's all I can say. It's so good. It is so
Uh,
good. Yeah.
I remember
But
really liking it when I read it, but now you're making me think I need to reread it.
I'll reread it. It's just like I read it once and I thought that was enough. And I was like, I was wrong. I was so deeply wrong. I was like, oh wow, I get it now. And I thought I got it the first time. I'm gonna read it again. I'm like, Courtney, you fool. You don't even know, like, I don't know. I love when I feel like a student of someone else's craft. And I don't think I'll ever catch up to that. Like there's just thank you, Ian Reed. I
Yeah.
feel very schooled, but like gratified, and like I got to try a little harder or something. But have you seen the movie? Have you?
I have not seen the movie. I looked up like clips of it, and it was so odd to see like Saoirse Ronan and Paul Mescal like not speaking in Irish accents. I'm like, you
Oh my
both are
god, yeah.
just
That's just one. It's an artistic choice.
yeah,
It's been all okay. So this is where I'm gonna get like okay, the movie has been widely panned by critics and by the audience. Like the critic score and the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is so low on both sides. And I just need to tell everyone now that they're wrong. I
it
have to
happens.
cast it does happen. It has I can't believe the level to which this has happened, but I'm not wrong. I'm a Taurus. So I just really have to cast judgment on people who didn't like it. It's like it's beautifully performed. It's beautifully shot. It has an incredible score that Agnes Obel is a part of. It's like a curious movie and it's interesting. And the only thing I can think is that maybe marketing didn't align with what it actually is, and people didn't get the experience they thought they were and didn't recalibrate to what the movie they got. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't trust any trailer basically because
Yeah.
trailers.
It's tough
Yeah,
with a book like that because what can you even say about it? It's
right.
like I feel
It's
like
like
it's tough to talk about it, so it's tough to have like the right expectations going in.
I think like if you were promised a sci-fi psychological horror thriller, and what you get is a
Yeah.
really gorgeous meditation on a relationship that is made horrific by the sci-fi components, like, um, see, I'd be thrilled. I was thrilled. I was like, this is a good movie. What is everyone's problem? But if you're going in hardcore the other way, yeah, you might go and give it like a half a star on Letterboxd. But it's also like the book. If you watch it more than once, it just once you know the ending changes everything that precedes it. And I like when you don't get let off the hook by anything you like art that you engage with. I like when it forces you to like put as much into it as it's giving you, and it's like a gift you haven't completed unwrapping and you thought you did, but there's more. There's like more presence on the bottom. This book is like that to me. I'm just like, I'm having the best time. It's made a fool of me multiple times and it's great. It's energizing.
Okay, I gotta
So
watch it
everyone's wrong about the
now.
movie. Oh yes, I
Okay.
mean there's like a I can't say it, but it's worth it for it's I can't say it. Tell you after
Okay.
we stop recording why it's so great.
I mean, I feel like the same thing happened with I'm Thinking of Ending Things.
The I love the book. I couldn't finish the movie. Did you finish the movie?
I did. It
What did
went
you
like a
think?
different it went a different way. I still liked it, but I also like get the criticisms. I'm like, I understand. I hold space for them, but I liked it.
I mean, it was like it was more surreal than the book is
Yeah.
like what I got because I was like, I
Yeah.
can't. I'm such a type A linear thinker, and like David Lynch. I love David Lynch, and he's always going off in every other direction that he can think of, and I can follow him there. I don't know for some reason I'm thinking of ending things. So I was like, I got to be in a more patient mood for this movie, but I love the book.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one that I've reread like multiple times.
Now I'm gonna have to go back to that. If you've reread it multiple times, did you find that it was like, did the read shift for you each
Yes.
time?
Well, once you know the ending.
Yeah.
See, that's like Ian Reid's good at that. You get an ending and then you're like, well, that recontextualizes everything from the beginning.
I'm just like, how does he plot that? Or does his mind just
Yeah.
work that way? Like
I don't know. Yeah.
I get halfway through writing that book, I'd be like, well, I've outpaced myself, I quit. Which is why, but good. Thank you, Ian Reid. We enjoy you.
My next book is Under the Skin by Michelle Faber. Have you read this
I'm
one?
so, no, but I'm so excited to hear you talk about it because I own it and I haven't picked it up yet, and I want it to be part of
Okay.
my 2026 TBR. So
Okay. I really liked it.
yes.
This is about a woman named Isserly who picks up hitchhikers. The way she is described in the book, she has kind of a strange face, like really thick, giant glasses. She seems to have spinal issues and she has like almost comically enormous breasts.
Oh,
Um,
of
I know. It is, like, relevant to, like, stuff that is
right,
revealed in the book, but, I'm also saying this because in the movie, she is played by Scarlett Johansson,
right,
uh, who is not strange looking,
at
but
all.
no. And it's just, like, one of those things where, like, that's what she does. She drives around this road and she picks up, like, male hitchhikers, and she is, like, very specific in the type of male hitchhiker she is looking for. Like, she wants kind of like a big guy with, like, no attachments. So, she's asking questions like, "Oh, like, you got a wife at home?" And so I guess, like, casting Scarlett Johansson, I can see, like, yes, men would be very eager to get in this car, like, take this ride.
Right.
Um, and it's a tough book to talk about without, like, getting into the spoiler because this movie was spoiled for me, and
Oh, no.
it made me mad, so I will not do that to people. The book definitely gets into more of, like, Isserly's background and, like, the larger picture of what's going on. I really liked the movie, but it is, yeah, very quiet and vibey, and they're both kind of like meditations on, like, what it means to be human.
I mean, I love to have an existential crisis when I read, like,
Yeah,
genuinely. That's good kind of friction. I love that.
I really liked it. I mean, as with a book, like, there's just a little more world building. If you've seen the movie, it's kind of like a very quiet, like, you are just following her, like, things are not explained, and that's fine, but if you, like, want
Right.
the explanation for, like, what's going on, what is she doing, that's all answered in the book.
I like that. The movie
Oh,
is the question, the book is the answer.
yeah, and I'm like, the movie is a vibe, like, it has a beautiful, like, such, like, an eerie, like, unsettling score. I use it, like, I listen to it when I read.
Oh, nice. I
It's
have to
so
look
good.
into that because I feel like movie scores and like video game scores are the best to write to. So I'm gonna dig into that before I see or read either of them. I don't have to
Yeah.
see the movie or read the book to hear the score, do I?
No,
Okay. You never
I
know.
highly recommend that. That is Under the Skin by Michelle Faber.
Awesome. Let's say I'm gonna put it on my TBR. It's definitely there for 2026. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm
Yeah.
kind of I'm kind of cheating with my pick for my next pick. It's The Birds by Daphne du Maurier, which is a short story. It's not a book, but I will say it is included in the recently released After Midnight 13 Tales for the Dark Hour, which has an intro by Stephen King. It's a collection of her short stories. I just ordered the Virago edition, and it is beautiful. Like, I'm not really into special editions and stained edges, like
Mhm.
that whole industrial complex. I mean, when I get my if I ever get my own, I'll be totally for it. But it's not like always the compelling reason for me to
Yeah.
buy something. But this was so pretty, I had to have it. But anyway, the birds. Sorry. Um, Famously adapted into Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, it's like this lean and mean story about a guy named Nat Hawken who has a wife and two kids, and he wakes up one very cold December morning, and the Second World War seems to be the recent past, and he notices that the birds are acting very strangely. And as his day progresses, he realizes that something is very, very wrong with these animals, and it's only going to get more wrong. And they have kind of killer instinct for the people of the world, and he's validated by that fairly quickly. They attack his house, they try to kill his whole family, but they quiet down for specific sections of the day where he goes out and tries to get as much supplies as he can for the next night onslaught. And it is what I love most about it. It's like it's almost anticipatory horror. Like that's what it feels like. It establishes like the environment and the mood in such few. Like this is a masterclass in writing because it's only like 30 pages, and if you don't feel every single one of those words on it, like if you, I'm cold. I'm just cold talking about it because I read it and it's a cold story. It is a cold feeling. It is a real. It's like a chill up your spine, and the attention. It's immediately and stretched out over the course of all 30 of those pages or however long it is. It's not overly concerned with explanation. It commits to the chaos, and it's not overly concerned with comforting its readers. Like you don't get to the end of this expecting to feel anything good. And it just feels like the next worst thing is about to happen. This like it's just like that's it. That's what the story is. It's just like the next worst thing. Every sentence is the next worst thing. And just moving through it like, well, here we are. The birds are doing this now. So I guess we got to do this again. So it's just so good and cold. And if you've never read Demore, like start with that. Because I've never read Rebecca and I wasn't sure I would ever read Rebecca. Oh, am I still on the podcast? Do I get to be? I heard that gasp. I know it's very bad. And I was like, what am I not doing reading Rebecca? Because like the birds, man, I was just so good. It just made me realize I got to read Rebecca. I got to stop not reading Rebecca. That's what I felt as soon as I finished it. And it was, so I got to read Rebecca. That's what I'm getting from you.
Yes.
Okay.
I need to read Daphne du Maurier's short stories. I don't think I've read any of them. I think I have the collection with Don't Look Now.
Yeah, like
Um,
I didn't know she did that. I was like, what? She's
yeah,
doing everything. Like
yeah,
wild. So
yeah.
okay, so maybe that's
Okay, so
our maybe that's a
yeah, I'll read short
2026 mutual
stories.
goal, and I'll read
Yeah,
Rebecca. We'll report
yeah,
back to each other,
we will.
holding each other
Yeah,
hostage. um, so like obviously Hitchcock's take on this, the movie with Tippi Hedren and Rod Taylor, has very little similarities superficially with the
really?
plot. Yeah, like well, it's the short story The Birds is just about one guy on a farm in England trying to like keep his family alive, and Hitchcock's is based in America, and it's about a woman and a man who have a little meet cute in a pet store that ends up with her going to Bodega Bay, and like the birds start attacking everyone while she's trying to like decide if she likes this guy named I can't remember his character's name. Rod Taylor's character. It's a meet cute that just gets really horrific immediately. And I think Du Maurier kind of grasped how it might feel to be an ordinary working class person during these extraordinarily horrific circumstances, but Hitchcock brings a little gloss that he quickly equalizes with the birds. Like he's really great about making things look amazing and then like stripping everyone down to their raw and most brutal essence. Um, and he also staunchly refuses to comfort his viewers, and this is actually a good example of something like takes the source material and then does something completely different, and like you're like, why would you do that? What are you trying to accomplish here? And I actually think it makes sense because the essence is there. There's the absence
Yeah,
of cover. There's like a lot of emotional and psychological friction, and it's a mood, it's a vibe. It's also a very cold movie, and it's challenging and it's anticipatory and it's just beautifully constructed. So I'm like glad that he was inspired by it to create something that was also like so culturally significant. So
yeah.
it did something entirely different, but I feel like you can do that. You can maybe honor the source material if you're not going to hew to it. I guess I'm a hypocrite. I'm like, if you do it well, fine. I guess that's the baseline, isn't it? If you do it well, it's
Yeah.
okay. If you can't justify those choices with something done well, then you're bad and wrong, and you should have never been able to adapt it. That seems
That's exactly what it is.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We've learned a lot today.
My last pick is I Know What You Did Last Summer by Lois
Yes.
Duncan,
Okay.
which is about 14 friends that all do something one summer night, and then the next year they start receiving threatening letters that say, I know what
What you
you
did
did
last.
last summer. Did you read this?
A long time ago, and I think I remember feeling like that's. But I saw the movie first, so I was like,
Yeah.
it's different, right? Like it's been so long.
It is quite different.
Yeah,
The book is a lot more of like kind of a whodunit mystery thriller, and Kevin Williamson, I think, improved upon a lot of things by
didn't he
making
bring
it
in
a
the hook?
slasher. Yeah, he brought in
Yeah,
the hook, and I feel like he gave it a sense of place, like, it's in this, like, North Carolina, like, coastal town, and I also think he, like, dug more deeply into, like, this idea of, like, urban legends, and he got more into, like, the class stuff with, like, Freddie Prinze Jr. and, like,
right.
Ryan Phillippe, like, that's more played up. Like, I just don't think, like, Lois Duncan was interested in those things. She famously hated the adaptation.
Oh
She
man,
was
Lois.
not happy about it. To be fair, her daughter was murdered,
Yeah,
like
she's got like
10
a. Oh, that's yeah.
yeah, like
Okay,
in
that's
the
fair.
late 80s, so I think she, like, did not
I
want.
mean, that's awful. That makes it understandable why she might not dig a slasher adaptation, to say
Yeah,
the
like
least.
a teen slasher might not be,
Yeah, yeah.
up her alley. Um, but I think both good, like, I enjoyed both of them. But yeah, I Know What You Did Last Summer, I think, is just trying to do, like, the book, I think, is just trying to do, like, a different thing. It's much more interested in this, like, who done it, like, killer reveal.
Is it the same setup? Like, was there like a car accident in both ones? I can't remember.
Yes, but I will say,
Okay.
like, in the book, I feel like the blame lies solely with Barry, like the Ryan Phillippe character, and I feel
Right.
like in the movie, like, it's a lot more evenly spread, like, it's a little more murky, it gets more nuanced, I think. Because in the book, I was like, "Screw Barry, like, just turn him in, like, all of you together, just turn him in, it's fully his fault, and he's rich, he'll be fine, like, I what is the problem?"
Who wouldn't then we wouldn't have gotten the movie if you
Yeah, that's true. I was just like, "I don't feel for this kid,
Did you
so
see
just turn
the
him in."
new one? The new movie?
I haven't seen it yet, no.
I do not recommend it. But if you see it, I
Oh,
wanna hear what you think about it.
I did hear they kill their podcaster, fallen in the kill your
Yeah,
podcasters trope
oh my
with,
gosh,
like,
yeah,
Halloween
that's right.
2018.
Halloween 20 yeah, man. You gotta watch out, Stephanie. Like, this is like, be careful.
Mhm.
Be careful out there. How did that become a trope? What what have podcasters done but give us something to listen to in a world that has too much? We get a concentrated focus. We get episodes on horror. We can do the true crime thing. We can do, I don't know. I'm failing here. Whatever.
Hollywood just thinks we're an annoying archetype.
You know what? Hollywood needs you to advertise their movies, so they should think about
Yeah,
that again. Yeah.
they should.
Pop culture podcast. Is there pop culture without them now? No. They should think about that. Anyway.
So that was I Know What You Did Last Summer
But wait,
by
I'm not. I've got to
Lois
ask
Duncan. Oh,
you.
sorry.
Like,
Go ahead.
okay, so did you like? So what did you feel about like the Julie to Julie?
Like, which one was better, like, in the book or
Yeah,
movie?
like who felt like
Uh,
better conceived and better like because Julie's
I think
going through
on
it in the movie. Like,
I think in the movie, I think for both of them, and in the movie too, like, I like the Helen Shivers relationship with her sister, which is, like, also in the book, but, like, in the book, Helen Shivers, like, won this local contest to be, like, a reporter, so she's, like, able to have her own apartment, and her sister, who I think is a younger sister in the book, is, like, extremely jealous and trying to move in. It's, like, different, but, like, the rivalry is still there.
it's Elsie, right? Like the sister in the
Yeah.
movie was so mean. She was
Yeah.
so yeah, that was sad. Those the movie had like really good chase sequences. I feel like
R.I.P. my queen, Helen Shivers. Didn't
yeah, she
deserve
was
that.
a legend, an icon. She was worth coming back to the new movie for. I'll say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll watch it.
Okay. you have to follow up with me on that. I want to know what you think. So,
Okay.
all right. So I'm ending with who goes who goes there by John W. Campbell, which was filmed as The Thing a couple of times, most notably by John Carpenter. It's a novella, and John W. Campbell, like I'm probably gonna horrify sci-fi nerds. I guess he was a figurehead or forefather of sci-fi, but I don't know nothing about it. So I just came into this like, let's see what the thing's about. And the short story is there's a bunch of men at a research station in the Antarctic, and they're all hunkered down and isolated from the rest of the world. And they find a spaceship in the ice that has been there for millions of years. I think it would be a great idea to blow up the ice and get the spaceship out. And then they find the monstrous extraterrestrial in the ice, and they're like, well, why don't we thaw it? Like, that's a great idea, too. And many arguments are made against this, and they are all dismissed by like the doctor biologist who should be really like, yeah, we should keep this thing frozen because who knows what's going to happen if we let it out. But anyway, the thing thaws, starts killing and perfectly replicating all the men at the station. So nobody knows who's human anymore. And they all get suspicious of each other and they develop like a blood test. And over the course of this 86-page story, they get rid of as many things as they can to save humanity from being overtaken, and it ends on one of them discovering the last thing in a shed. It was locked in a shed and it was like in a male form. He had finished, like, he's just in the shed. I don't know what they have on the station. He had made a nuclear powered anti gravity device that would have enabled him to escape. And they're like, oh, we were just 30 minutes away from that. I'm like, how did he make that? Like, you're like, what? He was trapped in a shed. Where were all that? Like, there was nuclear material there for him to anti-gravity, like if we I don't know, it was anyway, it was a great idea as evidenced by a superior movie adaptation, but and I'm trying to give it a little grace because it came out in the 1930s and it made a significant cultural impact, and I can't say that I've done that yet, but it was so overwritten. Lots of expectation exposition. You can almost get the sense that Campbell was like reasoning out the world as he wrote, but he never went back to like justify its arguments. So he was like, it's this way because it has to be at this point in the story for me to get to the next point. And it was like super laborious to read. I thought I was going to go into a read. I'm so sorry, John W. Campbell. You did sci-fi a service. And I was just like, oh my God. If you go to Goodreads and you see the leading 1-star review, there's a sentence that is highlighted that is actually in this book. It's so many adverbs. It's just, it's kind of funny. But, and there's also a lot of like 5-star reviews. So, so it's obviously it's doing something for somebody, but that was not me. But I would never argue that somebody shouldn't read it because I didn't like it. But I was like, oh wow, this is just like a testament to what someone can do with a good idea, because John Carpenter read that and he was inspired not to like throw it across the room, but to make like a movie that is a classic, and it got panned when it came out. So I don't know what's wrong with critics, but like the undersung genius of John Carpenter just bums me out, because no matter how much we appreciate his work now, I still don't think he's gotten his due to the extent he deserves. So he took this idea and he narrowed its focus and he dialed up the intensity of all of the components that make it so compelling as a novella. And the atmosphere, the wintry setting, like this is like another freezing cold movie.
Yeah.
The build up, the introduction of the thing to the camp as a dog, to being discovered by the team of researchers, to the paranoia, the question of who is who, and who you can trust. The special effects were like astoundingly good for the time. We've got Kurt Russell, Keith David, Wilfred Brimley, a whole bunch of others. It's so intense, and it just extends the idea and the question of the text, with the ending, which is super bleak and super fascinating. But I love that movie, and I I appreciate the novella. I guess I just like, I was so mean, but I do appreciate it. Like it's a great idea. I'm
I
just like,
found the review.
yeah, oh, tell them what it is. Tell them what it
Okay.
is.
The huge blowtorch Macready had brought coughed solemnly. Abruptly, it rumbled disapproval throatily. Then it laughed, gurglingly.
That's it. It's like that the whole way through. I was just like, and he repeats a lot of words. I was, it's it's just interesting. Like I don't know. Again, I guess I have to give it grace because it was like the late 1930s when it came out. But
Mhm.
at the same time, I don't know when was Daphne du Maurier. Well, she wasn't right. It wasn't the 1930s, but the the Austin sisters and all them, they had it figured out. Could have used a little less, a little less here, a little more there.
I'm an
Nobody come
editor.
at me for this, please, or my work. I've just made
This is what
myself
gets you
very
canceled.
vulnerable. Yep, I'm
This is what it
sorry.
is.
It is
All the
the John W. Campbell fans. They're gonna be like, "Not Courtney Summers, bring her down." Like I said, I appreciate the idea. It is a very clever construct, and it's also timeless in its own way. It feels like continually relevant, and it feeds on like very classic fears. And I think you have to be keyed into something um, to pull that off. I just we just clashed a little. That's all in the
it
execution.
happens.
Yeah, and I'll be grateful for the movie. I also like. Did you see the prequel, sequel, whatever they call those, with Mary Elizabeth Winstead?
No.
Oh, it's so I
Okay.
see. Nobody's gonna take me seriously after this because I'm like, I love that too, and they're gonna be like, you didn't like the novella, but you like this sequel prequel, but it's what happens like before the dog gets to the camp in the American side, and I thought it was really good, but I don't
Ooh,
know.
that is
Just don't,
interesting.
yeah, don't come at me, John W. Campbell fans. Please don't.
Everyone in r/John W. Campbell is going to be
Oh no. All
coming for
right,
you.
this is how I die.
Yeah. I had a quick honorable mention for The Ruins by Scott Smith.
Ooh, tell me more.
He wrote the screenplay, so actually, like, there wasn't too many changes except for they do my girl Amy, Jenna Malone, a little dirty,
I
like,
love
in the
her.
book. Yeah, and in the book, she's, like, a bit more competent, like, she's the one that speaks Spanish and, like, works as a translator for the group, and they give that to her boyfriend Jeff. And like in the book, she is also going to med school, and they changed that in the movie. So, it's like little things. I'm like, why you gotta character assassinate Amy? She's already like the most hated character in this. Give her something.
I would love to be like in the because so much of movie is by committee, right? Like it's
Yeah. And like
yeah, like
Ben Stiller's production company, I think, bought the rights to this like before it was published.
I wonder if he's the one who said women can't be doctors. Let us know, Ben.
Yeah, well, like, I just, like I don't understand why from, like, a storytelling perspective, but yeah, she's a very hated character, and I have a lot of empathy for Amy because if people watch the movie, like, the night before they go on this hike to the ruins, she was drinking heavily, and so she is doing this hike to these ruins, like, hungover and in flip-flops, and I feel like we should give her more grace.
That's heroic, okay? As someone who doesn't go outside, I would have just been like, I'm staying in the village or whatever. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying in the hotel room. I'm doing, like, no.
Mhm.
That she committed despite that? That's
She had
powerful.
relationship problems with Jeff. They were like had a rocky time. He guilted her into going. Look at
Ah,
what that gets you. Yeah.
you don't get your like doctorate and you don't get doctorate. Like, is that what I wanted?
Yeah.
No.
I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
And you get a boyfriend like that. Wow, they did do her dirty. Oh, man.
But yeah,
She would have
like
had to act in those flip flops too. Jenna Malone, justice for her.
yeah, they also like changed the ending in the movie, which I thought was
It has
also
been so
interesting.
long since I saw it. I can't remember. I almost want it
Yeah.
to ruin it, but I don't want to ruin it for like people that don't like to be spoiled. Oh, I have a question
Yeah.
for you, which is kind
Yeah.
of tangentially related. Do you think if a book or a movie has a twist in it and you know that twist, like if a book or a movie experience hinges on the twist, is it like a good book or movie? Like if you can't enjoy it without like does it have to be contingent on it for you?
I'm trying to think of like examples.
That's a good question. Well, like
Cause
with
I'm
The
like,
Sixth
cause I'm like,
Sense.
The Sixth Sense is still like a good movie
Right.
throughout.
So if you went in
Yeah.
knowing what the twist was ahead of time, would
You'll
that
still
like
enjoy the movie.
yeah, like would it crumble or would it be like it holds up?
Yeah, I think it goes by the rules, like, it has to hold up on the rewatch, like, when you go in knowing.
Yeah. That's
Just
what
like
I
a
cuz
mystery too, like, it has to be, like, where you rewatch it and you're like, "Oh, I missed that. Oh my gosh, they were telegraphing it the whole time and I missed it." Like, that's when it's good.
Yes, like, because I feel like a lot of people, if you don't get the twist, well, not a lot of people, I shouldn't generalize like that, but I've seen that argument made, like, if the twist is ruined, the movie is ruined. It was like, well, what is the movie? It can't just be the twist. Like, it has
Yeah.
to be something that, like, it has to be supported by a bunch of things. I was very curious for your thoughts on that, so thank you.
And those are my thoughts on that.
I recently read Rosemary's Baby for the first time, and it has been a long time since I've seen the movie. So, I was everyone has it feels like it's been coming up a lot lately in interviews that I've managed to read with other authors about being like a master class in a book about like a man gaslighting a woman. I really agree with that. It's like it's so it's more I feel like it's more domestic than I thought it would have been based on like the whole having Satan's
Satanic
baby.
conspiracy.
Yeah, but what it really is like it kind of has this perfect framework of everyone telling a pregnant woman that she doesn't know what she's feeling and she's wrong about all of her instincts. And it's been so long since I saw the movie. I can't remember what my ultimate takeaway was in that, but I was surprised at how I don't even know why I was surprised because I'd read The Stepford Wives by Ira Levin. I was like, this is really sharp. This has like a good
Yeah, I just
commentary.
read
This
that, like, last week.
Oh, it's good, isn't it? Like it's
Oh
like
my god, it was so good, but it made me so angry. Like,
oh god, yeah,
I
you
got
can't.
I was reading it, like, early, and my husband was sleeping, and when he came down, I'm like, "I'm gonna be, like, unnecessarily angry at him." This is like when you have dreams that, like, he cheats on
Yes,
you or something, like, something totally out of his control, but you're,
you're
like,
part of the
angry at him.
patriarchy. You
Yeah.
benefit. You're the problem, whether or not you mean to be. Yeah, he was like had that cultural critique down at the time,
Oh
and it
my
holds up
gosh,
really
yeah.
well. So I was impressed with that. I would hardly recommend anyone read that book. Everyone says, yeah, it's like a good example of just men telling women they don't know themselves. Or maybe
Yeah.
you might not want that vibe right now specifically, but
Yeah, I mean, in the Stepford Wives too, oh my god, when
yeah,
he's like, "Whoa," and I guess, like, in the book, because 'cause I'm not seeing what Walter looks like, so you're just believing him, I guess, even though you know you shouldn't. When he's like, "Oh no, like I'm gonna change the men's association from the inside, and me and the other guys, we also don't like how it's so archaic and sexist.
yes,
Like we're gonna bring in changes, and I'll tell you what, if like in 2 weeks, like nothing changes, like I'm out of there, like I won't be involved, I promise." Like there's so many, oh, just frustrating.
it is. It's oh man, it's like you just feel so helpless, but you're also like you feel so seen. It's like yeah, and then you're like looking at the published date, and you're like, oh my god, how are we
Yeah.
still here? But we are.
Ah, I know. Well, it's like one of those things too, like I feel like the premise should be really silly, and I don't think it's silly,
It
unfortunately.
isn't. It's too. It just cut. That's what horror is great at, isn't it? Though
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
yep, just superimposing the most awful stuff on already awful stuff. It's like now it's got an axe. Isn't that great? It's like yes,
Oh, man. Well, are we ready to talk chilling obsessions?
yeah. I just noticed that I've like picked a lot of like literally chilling recommendations. Like the thing is cold, the birds was cold. So now I'm gonna go 3 for 3 with I am. Have you? I am so obsessed with this movie. I saw it last year for the first time. It came out in 2020. The Wolf of Snow Hollow. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I am familiar with it.
Okay. It is, I don't know what. It's just, I find it very cathartic. This man is having a breakdown. It's written, directed, and stars Jim Cummings. And it's about like a deputy sheriff who's trying to figure out if all these serial killings in their area are done by a werewolf. And it straddles like several genres. It's like horror, mystery, thriller, comedy, drama, slice of life, and it plays homage to like each of them so well. But at the center of it is like this intensely physical, like woefully comedic and out of control but deeply controlled performance by Jim Cummings. And he's playing this character who is failing spectacularly at every role he occupies in his life because he doesn't know how to be a person. And his need to win with like being a sheriff or a father or a son is the only way he can like feel real in his own world. And he's such an asshole. He's such a jerk. The sheer amount of antagonism that drives his scenes is so spectacular. And he's just having a nervous breakdown throughout the whole thing. and it is so compelling. I don't know. I think it's one of those movies. It also rewards you on repeated viewings because it's a mystery, and he set up so much stuff that you're watching him just absolutely lose his mind. Well, actual things are being built up around him, and you realize you're missing them completely because you're so entranced by like this psychological component. I have watched it like I can't get enough of it. It's a chilling hyperfixation. It is so good. It is so unique. He has a really interesting way of making movies, and you just feel like he's committed to the experience he's offering his audience. Like he's not just like, "There's a wallet, give me your money." He's like, "I'm going to give you something back for it." It is so good. Anyone who also doesn't like this movie is wrong. So I love it.
Oh, I gotta watch it.
You
Okay.
gotta watch it. It is
Adding
so.
more to my to watch list on Letterboxd.
Do you like to like fight like silently with reviews on Letterbox? Like if you love something, you go see what the meanings are, like the not the meanings, but I guess the differing opinions. Do you ever like get really
Yeah.
angry about them?
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
get angry. I have that like what's that meme from like Lady Bird where it's like they didn't get it. They didn't understand.
Did you get it?
They didn't get it in a way that I got it.
You're the smart one. That's a
Yeah.
Taurus trait too. Like I said, we're right all the time. It's the only
Yeah.
way we know
I
how to
also feel
be.
that way though, seeing people that give 5 stars to a movie I didn't like. I'm like, "You know what? I feel like they got something out of it that I didn't get out of it. And you know what? That's okay."
Oh, because I feel like I'd be like 5 stars wrong. You are so much more generous than I am. I'm like, wow, look at that person being a fool and loving someone with their whole heart. That can only be me.
I don't know. I love that. Like, I love
I think that's beautiful, actually. I think more people should be like you.
here's my essay on, like, why, you know, this horror sequel is actually brilliant, and I'm like, "Cool, I will read this two-page essay on this movie I did not care for."
I do
But
love
okay.
like a good argument.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate anyone that can like defend their like a very feelings forward thing. Like, I mean, obviously, when we're connecting with books or
Yeah.
movies, we're doing it in a heart forward way. Well, unless you're an academic, I guess. But your heart's in your academia, so it's always heart forward. But yeah,
Yeah.
I love a good pop culture critique. I think it's great. But I still like I cannot concede the idea that I could be wrong about anything. It's
That's me
fine.
with, like, The Family Stone. I'm like, "If you hate it, that's fine, you're wrong. It is what it
You
is."
know what? That's valid and true and right, and you're right. There's the right and wrong side of that. Like that's a moral opinion, really. You have I'm with you. That's all I'll say about that.
Thank you. Oh, man. My chilling obsession is not really horror, but I have been rewatching Mad Men, and it has sent me down so many, like, Wikipedia rabbit holes. Like,
Okay, is it
when did
holding
we
up for
s
you?
oh my god, yes.
Yes.
But it's like, when did we start having HR? When was HIPAA a thing? Like, when did we finally have medical privacy? Why is
Oh my
Betty's
god.
therapist just, like, telling Dawn everything she talked about in a session?
I love this. You're like, "Wait a second." Like the
I'm like, "They can't do that." I'm like, "I guess it was 1961, so maybe they
there
could."
was a lot of fast and loose psychology stuff in the early days. I mean,
That's true. It's just but it's been a ride. We're on, like, season 3. I love this show. It's been, like, a decade since I rewatched it. I rewatched it, like, early 2010s.
that was like a I read this marketing book by Seth Godin where he's like the most important thing you can do is find the smallest viable audience for your work because that audience is always like larger than you envision, and it means you're thinking about who your work is for. And he used Mad Men as an example. I was like, what? Mad Men was
Really?
like huge, but he was like, if you take it like if you factor it into the whole like population of America, it was like only 1% of it technically. So it still made such a huge like it's that's not a small amount of people, like 1% of America's population. Like it's a lot. But he used that as an example of like a niche market almost or something, or maybe I can't read. But I thought that was fascinating because everyone knows Mad Men and its footprint on pop culture is like it's cemented.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there was, like, a whole Banana Republic Mad Men line.
God. We lived in a society once.
One with pencil skirts from Banana
Yep.
Republic.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I tried to watch that with my grandma and I think the first episode was very sexy, and we didn't continue.
Oh, yeah, with this
Yeah,
mistress.
yeah. Good
That's
old Don
always fun when
Draper.
you're like, "Let's watch this," and you're like, "Oh."
So do you like appreciate where all the characters are going to end up more now that you're starting from the beginning? Or are you like, wait, this isn't actually how I wish they'd turned out when you see all the like establishing stuff in the early
I'm
seasons?
trying to remember. I don't even think I remember where a lot of the characters end up. I know I'm, like, trying to think. I'm like, I know I hate Harry Crane by the end of it, and he's, like, not as bad in the beginning, and then Pete, I know, goes on a journey, but season 1, Pete Campbell is, like, the worst. Like, I hate him so much. I think he's, like, one of my most hated characters is, like, season 1 Pete Campbell.
Oh my
When
gosh.
I first watched it, I was a Betty Draper hater. This
Oh,
time around, I have a lot
she
more
goes through
empathy
it.
for her. Yeah, I have a little
She's
more
like the
empathy for
worst
her.
time, doesn't she? Like she's just like
Yeah.
she oh, I don't want to can we spoil it? I don't know. She doesn't make it to the end, does she?
Yeah, no, she doesn't.
Yeah, damn.
She's,
She
like, a
had to
very
be
interesting character, though.
product of her
Um,
time.
Product of her time, and, I mean, speaking of being gaslit by a man, like, I
Yeah.
can't. Dawn lying to her face when she's like, "I know you're cheating on me," and he's like, "What are you talking about? I can't
And
talk
that's
to you
his
when you're like this."
oh fuck. That makes me want to bite my hand, you know? It's like
I
shut up.
know.
We see you, Don. We see you.
Mhm.
Even if we didn't
Yeah.
see you doing it, we would know just from that alone.
Like, she's not perfect, like, she's not a
No,
great
it's just
mom, but she's also, like, overstimulated and, she says, like, "They gang up on me, like, I'm here alone with them all day." I'm like, "Yeah, that's a lot.
that is a
That's a
lot.
lot."
But she's complicated.
She's very
Complicated.
complicated.
Complicated is too often like or unlikable is too often a shorthand for complicated. But it's like I feel like
Mhm.
I don't know if people are shifting opinions of the wife in Breaking Bad too because she had to put
Yeah.
up with Walter. I didn't see that. So
Skylar.
Skylar, yeah, she got it pretty bad at the
Oh,
time. If I
yeah.
remember correctly.
The Oh, man, that was just, like, a rough time to be a nuanced female character on TV.
It wasn't
We
allowed.
had we had so much patience for a male antihero and very little
Always.
patience for, like,
I
any type
mean,
of woman with a flaw.
when you think about good old Walt there, like the bar is on the floor and a woman can't even like his wife can't surpass it. It's like, no, you're worse than him. Like I
Yeah.
know she wasn't like great from everything I've read, but still, that's like the canticle of female characters, though, isn't it? And we strumming
Yeah.
along and singing that song for hopefully not forever. Maybe it will change in our lifetimes, but if not,
Maybe.
we can keep the fight up.
Well, it's time for your final girl song, Courtney.
I'm so excited about this. You put me through it. That playlist. I was complaining to Stephanie, but I'm a very gracious guest, as you can tell. Um, the playlist is like every time I thought I had the perfect song, someone else came in with it because it was the perfect song. Um, so I was like, oh, Chapel Roan, Olivia Rodrigo, and they were always there. But so I think I've got one that's not on there. I did go through the whole thing up and down, and if I missed it, I don't want to talk about it. We don't see it. I picked 21st Century Cool Girl by Chloe Keisha, who is sort of like
Ooh.
at the intersection of Chapel and Olivia and super fun pop and super clever and fun and tongue in cheek. And I think she just fit on the list perfectly. But that's for everyone else's judgment. But that's my feeling. But again, I'm always right. Thank you and good night.
Hmm. I don't know this one.
I just was introduced to it at the end of last year. The whole EP is so good. Highly recommend.
So I will be adding that to the playlist. Well, Courtney, thank you for coming on here today and talking to me about adapted horror. And this is not a test.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for reading the book. Thank you for being like I was telling you before we started, but it's 2021 when we first spoke, I think. Yeah, it had to be 2021 because that's when the project came out. And I just see the work you're doing and I love what it's doing for horror and I love the voice you're adding to it and I love the opportunity to talk about things that we like. I don't know, it's just a good space to be in. You facilitate these conversations so beautifully. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Keep doing it. We want more.
All right, I will keep doing it, but I want to know where people can find you online.
They can find me on Instagram, and my handle is Summers Courtney, and they can check what's happening on my website at courtneysummers.ca. And I'm on Substack with a newsletter that goes out to people that opt into it. Like, I'm always fighting an algorithm, but if you don't want to miss anything, courtneysummers.substack.com. And that's about it, I think. TikTok hasn't got me yet. It won't.
You're resisting.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you again.
Thank you. This was so much fun.
Books in the Freezer is a bi-weekly podcast. We post episodes every other Tuesday. You can find us, honestly, basically everywhere except Twitter at Books in the Freezer. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at booksinthefreezer@gmail.com. Show notes for this episode should be listed in the episode description for this episode, but you can also go to booksinthefreezer.com. If you would like to support the podcast, there are a few ways to do that. One of them is to join our Patreon community at patreon.com/booksinthefreezer, where there are a lot of different perks for different levels, including early ad-free episode releases, access to the Cold Front newsletter, and access to bonus episodes like the brand new House at the End of Fear Street episode, which has been a very fun project. So all of that is available at patreon.com/booksinthefreezer. And if you are looking for a free way to support the show, you can always leave a review on a site like Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or share on your social media. All of that is huge, especially for indie podcasts like this one. We really appreciate word of mouth. So thank you so much to all of you who have done that. I have been your host, Stephanie Gagne. Thank you so much for listening, and see you next time on Books in the Freezer.